We went 5 for 5 again. That is 10 straight for most confident picks. How about that, folks? Let's fucking go. That's what we do here, all right? And I bet more money on this card already. It's Monday, right? Than either of those past two cards. So as far as my confidence goes, my most confidence is in this fucking card right here. And it ain't the main event and it ain't the co-main event because those two are well matched, even though Paulo Costa is a decent sized dog. I think there are some solid bets here. Some of the odds are pretty sweet as well. If you're in the premium channel, we ate last week. You guys made money. Let's fucking do it again. DM at mikefinchshow on Instagram if you guys want to get in and see my favorite bets, the ones that I'm betting the most money on. And let's roll to try to make it 11 all the way up to 15 straight. All right, let's go. First one, let's kick it off with Kevin Holland. When I see Daniel Rodriguez in the streets, it looks like he wants to punch me in the face. I hope that's not the case. Right? I hope not. He's been very kind to me in person previously, but I've picked against him before, and I think he might have seen it, and he might be like, fuck this guy. I'm concerned that that's going on. I hope not, and I really hope not because I'm about to do it again. Kevin Holland over DRod. I got to go with Kevin Holland especially after seeing that last performance. Michael Johnson and Daniel Zellhuber, we got to go with the young buck. I'm going Zellhuber. Vinicius Oliveira over Kyler Phillips. Ryan Superman Spann over Lucas Brezki. And then give me Bruno Ferreira over Jackson McVey. I'm going to break those down one by one. Let's start at the bottom. Bruno Ferreira was getting ready to fight a powerhouse of a wrestler in Ikram Aliskerov. He was getting ready for a real fucking war. And now he gets this UFC newcomer, this skinny fat jiu-jitsu guy who can't box. That's an issue, right? That's a rude UFC debut. I hope he got his show money because he did show up, looked in shape, actually. I take back the skinny fat. I'm sorry, Jackson. But Bruno Ferreira is built like a fucking brick shithouse, and Bruno Ferreira puts fists through faces. I think Bruno Ferreira is going to give him a really rude UFC debut. That's a tough way to make your UFC debut against the likes of Bruno Ferreira. I think he's getting a knockout. I mean, Jackson's chokes are nasty. He's definitely got a nice submission game. I was looking at him on the regional scene, and he's, got good kicks and his chokes really are dynamic. Like he can go high elbow, guillotine, arm in. He's got Darce chokes. He's got ways to finish people. I think he's going to get finished here. I got Bruno Ferreira via knockout. Ryan Superman Spann over Lucas Brezki. Superman Spann is way more dangerous than Lucas Brezki. Now, the issue is both of these guys are vulnerable, okay? Don't throw stones if you live in the glass house. Lucas Brezki and Ryan Spann both have their own respective glass houses. The difference is Ryan Spann's got way bigger stones. I think Ryan Spann is going to be able to get a submission or a TKO here. I think he gets him out of there. Maybe it's like a club and sub type deal. I think that, Lucas Brezki's not really UFC level, and Ryan Spann is, I picked Where's Waldo Acosta. I think he was dog money or it was close odds against Ryan Spann. So it's not like I'm some huge Ryan Spann fan, but in this specific matchup, I have a lot of confidence in him. It could be a first round finish. Kyler Phillips and Vinicius Oliveira shouldn't be close. The odds say it will be, but I don't think so. Vinicius Oliveira, wicked flying knee knockout in a comeback against Bernardo Sopai, right? The Said Nurmagomedov performance was very telling. He had another fight I'm forgetting about. I mean, he is definitely very, very talented in the striking department. Vinicius Oliveira, a real prospect on the rise, 29 years old. That fight I forgot about was Ricky Simón. The decision he won over him, which aged wonderfully. Ricky Simón has looked really good. You know, Ricky Simón's got the grappling too. So beating Javid Basharat with the right hand and then smothering Cameron Smotherman. Dude, he's very high level. And so I'm looking at the Kyler Phillips matchup and I'm like, is Kyler Phillips a better striker than Saeed? I don't think so. Bernardo Sopai? I don't think so. Is he good at wrestling? Well, not based on the Rob Font fight. I think Vinicius Oliveira is about to fuck his shit up. And they got these odds pretty tight. So I'm going Vinicius Oliveira via knockout. But why would you chase a prop? Michael Johnson and Daniel Zellhuber. Daniel Zellhuber's the young buck, the young gun. Daniel Zellhuber is, you know, I think a better striker than Michael Johnson, definitely a better kicker. Michael Johnson up there in age now, and the UFC is not very kind to 40-year-old lightweights, you know? You know what I'm saying? It's not the division to be an old man, okay? The lighter divisions in the UFC, no country for old men. Daniel Zellhuber should be able to put on a performance here. Now, does it go long? Probably. He has the potential to bounce one of those shins off of Michael Johnson's head. And Johnson's got hands. I mean, he stays dangerous for sure. I respect that. But a lot of miles on him, too. It's not just the age, right? I mean, this guy gets into wars in the gym. You can find YouTube videos of him fucking banging it out with Kamaru Usman and a bunch of guys in the gym. He's known for it. Right? He sparred my former coach, Pat Curran. I've heard about the wars in the gym with Michael Johnson. I think Michael Johnson's cooked here, man. I got to go with Daniel Zellhuber picking up the decision. And last, but certainly not least, the most active fighter on the fucking roster, Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland is so fast and explosive. And it's with this background of the jiu-jitsu. So he can, you know, leap in there with a cross, hit you with an elbow. I mean, you know, he's got some vicious striking. And then he also has the choke game. So, you know, this could be a club and sub too. I more so see the clubs. I think he's going to be able to get to the target really quick. Now, to give credit where credit's due, I went to get some pizza, and right next to the pizza place is Classic Muay Thai. So last week I just ran into DRod, and again, he looked at me like he wanted to kill me. I hope it's not because I pick against him fairly often. Sorry. But I like what he was doing going to Classic, right? Classic Fight Team is this like up and coming gym that's attracting some UFC talent. Andre Fili, Giga Chikadze has been going there. Like it's definitely got some talent coming through, but they got a lot of those like 2-0, 3-0, 4-0 pros. And the gym has this good atmosphere there. I have a friend, David Rivera, who trains there, and he's been putting it on people. His performances with his striking has been phenomenal. He walked this fucking, I think, Brazilian dude down and beat the shit out of him in his last fight, which I was there live and also saw DRod there. You know, I like the gym he's at. I like what he's doing. I think those are good sparring partners for him. You know, those are young guns who are fast and bringing heat just like a Kevin Holland will. But I think durability and being tough and being a pretty good counterpuncher won't be enough here. I think that DRod's at a speed deficit. I think that he's at a dynamics deficit. There's just more ways for Kevin Holland to strike him, submit him, win this fight. And Kevin Holland's on fire. You know? DRod had a really good knockout there. You know? That was fantastic. But Holland is fantastic. Holland is looking really, really good out there. Holland is, I think, going to get to the target here and finish this fight. Kevin Holland's a finisher. You know, he's got a lot of losses in the UFC, but dig into them and look at the circumstances of those fights. He's been up against, first off, big, powerful grapplers. Is that DRod? No, it's not. Right? I mean, he would admit that. He's been in some various circumstances where he's outsized. He's not outsized here. You know, Kevin Holland at welterweight is massive. I think 185 was a problem. So I think he's going to be able to finish DRod. All love and respect to the great DRod, who I continually run into. Mr. Cass, thank you for the $5. I'm back asking for the 15-second shadow box again, Finchman. Do it prime McGregor style, please. Happy belated to the curved goat. The curved goat, is that what his cock looks like? I refuse to look at the nudes of Conor McGregor. I have better things to do than look at the nudes of Conor McGregor. My God. My God. Children. Okay? I was on the wrestling team, all right? All through school. I've seen enough cocks. No more. Please. Okay? All right? You go through the locker rooms and you know, it's enough. I don't ever want to see male genitalia again. I'm good. And especially not on the internet. Jesus Christ. No dudes nudes on my phone. Okay? Don't send it to me. 15-second shadow box. I've been working a little bit. I got this girl, Brittany Coriachi here, my wife's best friend. I'm going to teach her to box tomorrow. We'll go do the basics. I'm working on the basics for MMA University. So MMA University is going to be coming out soon, where I teach bag work basics from the ground up. Keep your eyes out for that. We're working hard on that. And then we'll branch out from there. So Mr. Cass, you absolutely will see more of me throwing punches. All right? You guys want to talk about the main event? Come on, let's talk about the main event. Max Holloway getting his third crack at Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Excuse me. Took a shot with AJ. Coming right back. I've never puked from drinking in my life. Just so y'all know. Just for the record. Okay? I don't normally drink, but when I do. Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier beat Max Holloway 2 times, and yet he's the underdog here. Huh? The scoreboard. Does anybody see this? What the fuck? Max Holloway throws a lot of volume, Mike. He's going to put a lot of volume on him. He tried that last time. How'd it go for him? Dustin Poirier slams punches in there. Dustin Poirier does something better than anybody else. In the UFC, he punches with you. A lot of these counter punchers are out there, slip, cross, right? Slip, hook. Here's more shadow boxing for you, Mr. Cass. Dustin Poirier punches with you as you're punching. So as Max Holloway puts all that pitter-patter volume out there, he's eating shots back. Max better have that head movement on point, and I'm the best boxer in the UFC. Yeah, when you're fighting Calvin Kattar, not when you're fighting Dustin Poirier at lightweight. Max Holloway's put on a lot of muscle. He's only fought 1 time at lightweight against Justin Gaethje, which did go to the 5th round. And he got the knockout by pointing at the ground and them fucking standing there swinging wild and shit, right? I think Dustin Poirier hits harder. He's much more of a natural lightweight now. I'm aware that Dustin Poirier was a featherweight, but he's had a whole second career at lightweight. That's not the story with Max here. Max was skinny fat last time. Maybe this time he has a little more muscle on him. I see it. But, I mean, that's why you're going to pick him, is because he hit the weights a little bit. I think Max Holloway is still Max Holloway. He's going to try to put a lot of volume on him. He's going to use his feet to move, not insane head movement, as to where, Poirier a little better with the slips and rips, and he goes for it, punches with you. I think he's landing harder shots on Max Holloway. And if we're scoring damage, then that plays into Dustin Poirier's advantage. I think Dustin Poirier gets it on the cards. He puts people away, man. Dustin Poirier finishes fights. So there is an absolute, risk that we run at Dustin Poirier finishing this fight too. I do think he gets this thing done. And I love Max Holloway. Fucking love Max Holloway. Max Holloway's style is fantastic. Love watching Max blessed. Okay? But we're going Poirier. All right. What say you, chat? Finch is placing insurance bet on DRod when he gets pressed by him in person to show him. No, I swear, bro. Bro, I swear. Look, I bet on you. Come on, guys. Got to bet with my head, okay? not McGregor's head. You know what I'm saying? Gotta bet with my head. Okay. Max is winning, Finch. Sorry, Scott. War up, Finchy. Is that a threat, Michael? Paku, thank you for being here. Surprised you didn't pick Dulatov. I did not. Thanks for the content. Thank you, John. Dustin, who's the better boxer, Blessed Express or the Diamond, just in terms of technique? You know, they have different advantages. You know, like I said, I like the counter punching more of Dustin Poirier, but I like the volume and the footwork. Like Max Holloway has this hook that Cass, you're getting a lot of shadow boxing. Max Holloway has this hook where he just whips it out there and he cuts a corner on it. So I teach that hook. Max Holloway kind of pivots the lead foot, boom, as he throws it and he gets a new angle on you. I love how he does that. I totally stole it from him. Love that. Dustin Poirier, a little bit different head movement, can be a little more wide and wild with his shots, but hits with more of a thud. Dustin Poirier puts his ass in every shot he throws. They're different. Both of them, two of the best boxers in the UFC for sure. For sure. Lucas Brezki once beat Walter Walker, by the way. Don't forget, Vinci. Michael, that was Walter Walker then, okay? He found the weight room. He found the jiu-jitsu coaching. I mean, he is just on another level now. Don't forget, Michael. Michael Jackson will be able to block the punch of Daniel with his face. What? Is Holland now more active than Cowboy Cerrone? I think so. He is the Cowboy Cerrone. He is the black Cowboy Cerrone. Finch is placing insurance. I already read that one. The slip. Yes, sir. Max is going to school with Dustin Finchy and probably finish him late round 4. Yeah, we'll see what's up. That's not what happened the other 2 fights. Does the order matter in your most confident picks? No, that was the card order. Top 5 most confident again, please, starting from the top. All right. One more time for my people in the back. I'm going with Kevin Holland. I'm going with Daniel Zellhuber. I got Vinicius, Oliveira. I'm going with Ryan Spann, and then give me Bruno Ferreira for my 5 most confident picks. Yes, last week we went 5 for 5. The week before that we went 5 for 5. This week, let's go 5 for 5. I think we could get it done. You're welcome, Mochila 19. RDR or Whitaker. You're going to make me do that on 5 most confident picks. You got me talking about RDR and Whitaker. You know how far out that is? RDR was so fucking impressive. And now I do it. RDR was so fucking impressive against Bo Nickel. His jiu-jitsu is very high level. We're not used to seeing that level of jiu-jitsu in the UFC. Like the way Walter Walker's heel hooking these heavyweights, that hole is there for a lot of these fighters. Remember when Kelvin Gastelum got heel hooked by Jack Hermanson? Like there's and I keep talking heel hooks, but I mean, there's a big wide array of submissions that are available. You're seeing, you know, some of that come through with RDR. I believe that guys on the ground with him are going to continue to get exposed. And you know, with the striking, you got to trust Rob Whitaker. Rob Whitaker is such a seasoned veteran. The mobility, how he's always on the balls of his feet. He can just kind of explode in, pop, 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 take you out. I mean, he's fought great grapplers and beat them. You know, people want to talk about the Hamzat fight where he got smashed. How about Ikram Alaskarov? He fucking smoked him, you know? It's a good fight. I almost don't want to see it, dude. I really like both of them. I don't want to see Whitaker lose, and I don't want to see RDR lose. So Rainier DeRitter's a fucking problem, though. Dustin wins the baddest motherfucker belt, and then it's vacant. The UFC would hate that. Laugh my ass off if it goes to decision. They're giving it to Max. First of all, the UFC doesn't judge fights. Scott Bessent. Are you in the White House? Are you the Secretary of Treasury? Scott. The UFC doesn't judge fights. The Athletic Commission judges fights. So wherever they are, the Athletic Commission is making the call. You think the Athletic Commission gives a fuck? Wouldn't they be sympathetic to the guy who's retiring that night? Scott, what are you talking about, Scott? And let me tell y'all something, okay? I dressed up like Poirier, by the way. This is my Poirier fit, okay? Poirier ain't got this, all right? That's a Mike Finch special right there. All right, this is Finch jeans, okay? But Poirier's got the threads. So this is my Dustin Poirier fit. I will say this in my Dustin Poirier fit. He ain't retiring. He ain't done. You know how old Dustin Poirier is? 36. 36. He ain't done. He's got more fights. He's going to be looking at those little kids he's got, and he's going to be like, nah, man, I got to get another $250,000. Let's go. Let's run it. You know? All right. All right. You guys heard enough of me. Those are my 5 most confident picks. We're on a fucking streak. Super excited about it. Tell your friends, tell your mom, like the show. Please leave a comment. If you got nothing to say, a W in the chat is absolutely fine. I really appreciate that. And if you really want to show some love, let's go into premium channel. We ate last week. Let's eat again. I bet heavy this week. I'm feeling it. I hope you are too. DM at Mike Finch Show on Instagram if you guys want to see my bets. And until next time, as always, it's peace and love.